What's going on YouTube? This is Chad Cooke with Cooke Pressure Washing here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And today I'm going to show you guys how to soft wash and clean a roof. The majority of the time when a customer calls you to clean their roof, it's because they have glowy caps of magma. I know, big word, right? All that means in layman's terms is those black streaks on the roof. But sometimes they'll have complete moss buildup as well. I'll show you in this video how to treat both glowy caps of magma, the black streaks, and if it has moss on it as well. I can't stress enough, cover and water all that vegetation. Your customer has spent a lot of time and invested a lot of money to get their lawn and their flower beds looking the way they are, and you don't want to have to pay for that. So make sure to take care of it. And take care of yourself. Being on roofs can be dangerous, so take all the safety precautions that you can. Now I'm gonna go over on what you should use to clean a roof because I'd imagine that's what the majority of you are here for. But I have to say, do not use any pressure whatsoever on a roof. Which after I explain on what you use to clean a roof, I'll show you guys how to apply it, different ways that you can apply it. So the chemical you use to get rid of all these black streaks is called sodium hypochlorite. I know, another big word, but all that means is bleach. Now, this is where it gets a bit confusing and math comes into play, and I am terrible at math. But I figured it out, so you can as well, I promise. The ratio of sodium hypochlorite or bleach that I found that works the best on roofs is 6%. Now it gets confusing because there's different strengths of bleach that you can get at different places. There's the bleach you can get at Walmart, which is 7.5% sodium hypochlorite. There's the bleach you can get from a pool store that is 10% sodium hypochlorite. Then there's the bleach that I get from a local chemical supplier that's 12.5% sodium hypochlorite. There's also different ways that you can apply it. You can use a pump-up sprayer, which will take you forever. You can batch mix. You can use a 12-volt system. You can use a proportioner. You can use a gas system. But I'm going to break it down to where it's easy for you if you're just starting out or you're wondering how I do it. Now, I use a 12-volt pump system with a proportioner. Here on my YouTube, I have a video on how to build a budget soft wash pump to get you started and get you in the game so you can get to cleaning roofs. I'll put a link up to that video somewhere right here as well so you can go back and take a look at that. I also have a video on how to set up and plumb and work your proportioner. I'll put a link for that video on here too. Just really quick and simple so you guys understand what a 12-volt soft wash pump does. All it is a pump that you hook to a battery, put hoses on each side of the pump, drop one in the solution and the other you spray with. Now there's a lot more specifics to it, but I figured I'd go ahead and throw that out there so you're not completely in the dark of what I'm talking about. So we'll use the bleach that I get as an example on a ratio. So it's 12.5%. Let's say you watch my budget soft wash build video and you're using the soft wash build. All you would do is mix half water, half bleach, which would come out to 6.25%. Now you would also want to add a surfactant to this to help it stick to the roof. All that means is a soap. Help it stick and stay on the shingles. Same thing if you're using a pump sprayer, which like I said before will take you forever. Now these 12-volt pumps do break because you're putting a lot of stress on the pump, so you got to keep an extra one on hand. My 12-volt broke, of course, so I had to replace it. We're back to it though. Either way, it's definitely worth the investment because you will make your money back and then make money from it. So once you got your solution right, set to 6%, which is what I use, you completely cover the roof. Make sure everything is completely covered on the roof. If you miss one spot, that one black streak will stick out. I promise you, ask me how I know. You have to make sure it's completely covered. Now, some people rinse it off after, but me, I leave it, let it dwell on the shingles, and then the next time Mother Nature comes across, the rain will rinse it off because she can rinse it a whole lot better. She has a better advantage than I do. Let's say you do have to come back and there's a spot that's still on the roof after Mother Nature's came through. That's no problem. All that's doing is building trust with your customer, letting them know that you do care and you are there to take care of them. Now, if the roof has moss, which is a complete pain in the butt, you can't just go apply the solution off the rip. You got to get a soft brush, try to knock as much of that moss off as you can with the soft brush, going with the direction of the shingles so you don't damage the shingles. Once that's done, then you can apply the same solution. Now, I have found that when there's moss built up on the roof, you likely are going to have to put down a couple applications. And sometimes you very well may not. You can use a hotter mix, or if you use the 6% and there's not rain in the future, the solution has more time to dwell, so you can let it sit for a whole lot longer, let it dwell into the shingles and really do its work. So just keep that in mind when you're quoting a roof with moss buildup. This specific roof, I did have to come back a second time.
Round number 2.
As you can see, the solution was doing its job and all the stuff's dying off. That's why it's brown. I did come back a few days later to check on the customer, jumped up on the roof, and it looks so much better. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, give me a shout and I'll do my best to help you out.